that work? Jeez, got microphone problems this morning. Good morning, everybody. Madam Clerk, are you ready?
Ready.
All right. I'm going to call to order the special meeting of the Washoe County Board of Commissioners for June 29th. At this time, Commissioner Hill, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, ma'am? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Commissioner Hill. Madam Clerk, can I get a roll call, please?
Of course. Bob Lucy, Chair.
Here.
Vaughn Hartung, Vice Chair.
Here.
Alexis Hill.
Here.
Kitty Jung.
Present.
Jeannie Herman is absent. County Manager Eric Brown.
Here.
Assistant District Attorney David Wattsville.
Here.
And I'm Jan Galasini, your County Clerk. Sir, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Manager, we are on to item 3. This is our public comment, sir.
Item 3 is public comment. Comment heard under this item will be limited to 3 minutes per person and may pertain to matters both on and off the commission agenda. The commission will also hear public comment during individual action items with comment limited to 3 minutes per person. Comments are to be made to the commission as a whole.
All right, Madam Clerk, will you please call public comment?
Susie Howell, followed by Cindy Martinez.
Good morning, Ms. Howell.
Good morning, everyone. I haven't had the pleasure of being here in the last month or so.
It's nice
And
to
it's
see you.
really nice to actually see your faces, not behind the silly masks. And that's what I want to speak about today. Why are our students still masked? There is 0% of them transmitting this scandemic. And we know that. We have all the science that it takes. Why would you keep them masked? It is absolutely absurd to do that. Also, we're having a problem in our city with people asking other folks, did you get the vaccine? A, it is not a vaccine. It does not qualify in any way, shape, or form. And if you don't know that, do some homework. It is basically we're lab rats. Anybody that's requiring people to get this jab in their arm, we will not call it a vaccine. Once again, that is a misnomer. That's trickery. That shows that people equate vaccine with vaccine equals good. I would argue with that as well, but it is not a vaccine. We need to open up this town. We need to take away the emergency that is not an emergency, hasn't been since March or I would say April or May of 2000. Please unmask our children. They're getting sick. There's studies out showing that the masks are causing terrible infections. These kids are getting mentally ill. I work at my son's private school, and there's 2 kids there that are eating the skin off their fingers. They're so freaking stressed. They won't take their mask off at recess. They're scared of nothing. They have 0% of getting this. So I beg you, I know some of you have children or want to have children. Come on, you guys. Loosen this stuff up and let's get back to normal. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Howell.
Cindy Martinez, followed by Janet Butcher.
Welcome, Ms. Martinez.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Commission. Mr. Manager, Mr. Assistant District Attorney, Madam Clerk, staff. I reiterate our citizens' demand that this commission, may I have the overhead, please? I reiterate our citizens' demand that this commission pass resolutions to declare an end to the public health emergency and protect the citizens of Washoe County from all usurpations and abuses of power by the state of Nevada. I reiterate our citizens' demands that this commission ban vaccine passports and verification methods that will infringe on our rights to privacy. We do not consent, oops, wrong one. We do not consent to being tethered to a digital dog collar. Indeed, the Reno Justice Court homepage still posts a requirement that anyone entering must mask or provide proof of vaccination. This is an affront to the very liberties upon which this great nation was founded. The emergency declaration per NRS 414 is still active. We are in danger of being subjected to new unconstitutional restrictions based on the new panic porn of the Delta variant. Dr. Vladimir Zelenko, one of many doctors who recognized COVID-19 could not only be treated, but also patients could implement a preventive prophylaxis protocol, which all these months later has proven a strengthened immune system is the best prevention against infection by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. I've got documents here that list the prophylaxis, as well as the treatment protocol. Instead, government hacks at all levels are pushing the experimental gene therapy described as, quote, vaccines. These experimental medical procedures were enacted by emergency use authorization by the FDA. They were not approved, based on the lie that there were no treatments or therapeutics for COVID-19. The protocol of, quote, wait until you are so damn sick and then go to the hospital, end quote, is what killed Nevadans, Americans, and others around the world. Big tech has engaged with the government to squelch dissent, hide information, censor vaccine injury reporting, and essentially act as a de facto propaganda arm of the Democrat Party. This commission has consistently voted on the side of tyranny, oppression, and practicing medicine without a license. 80% of this commission is guilty of crimes against humanity. May God have mercy on your souls.
Janet Butcher.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Last week, I wrote about street drugs in a public comment to be submitted. It was submitted to the general public comment email address, but also to each sitting commissioner. I received only one response, which was an automatic response. I sent my concern again in a separate email with the subject title, Street Drugs in Our Community, and I am waiting for responses to this concern. While I very much appreciate the passion of the board for the prescription opioid crisis promoted by the pharmaceutical companies and some healthcare providers, the crisis at our border with the drug cartels should be a huge concern to our county commissioners, city government, and state government. Why aren't our commissioners and these other agencies standing up and demanding that the current administration in the White House put a stop to this open border policy? The illegal, undocumented drugs being brought into our community should be a big concern, as well, if not more so, the human trafficking crisis. Let us also mention the spread of COVID and Delta variant, if that's a big concern with the health crisis. The opioid and drug, especially the street drug crisis in our community and country as a whole, is spiraling beyond acceptability. Please give this some thought and some real action. The Washoe County Commissioner should want to keep our community safe and begin to push back against the influx of these drugs. Why aren't you as passionate about this? While the mission statement for the Board of County Commissioners in Washoe County is working together regionally to provide and sustain a safe, secure, and healthy community, where are your voices? God bless America, and have a safe and happy 4th of July.
Thank you, Ms. Butcher.
Mr. Chairman, I also have an email that was submitted by Elise Weatherly to place on file.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, seeing no further public comment, we will close public comment and bring it back to the board. Mr. Manager, we are on to item 4. Sir, do you have anything this morning?
Mr. Chair, I have nothing this morning.
All right, commissioners. Vice Chairman.
Just very quickly, Mr. Chair, on Saturday, I had the opportunity to go to Barks and Badges at Bartley Ranch. It exceeded every expectation, and in fact, it was just jammed. Great, successful event. They're giving out free calendars, and so at some point, I think it would be nice to have them in the not too distant future, maybe in the next couple of months, to have them come in and just tell us, because what actually happens is those dogs are financed by just fundraising. Yeah. So it's, and they're very expensive. They're highly trained, and they're a wonderful addition to our police force. So I just wanted to let everyone know that they are alive and well, and I appreciate the time, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. Commissioner Hill, I'll be sending you next.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just would like to remind the public that Art Town is starting on Thursday, and it's going all month long at Rancho San Rafael and at various locations all around the community, many free events. And I know that we're so proud that we were able to sponsor that event, and it should be a great opportunity for the community to come together after the long COVID time. And I will also state that there's a big cleanup on July 5th at the Incline Village Courtyard on Sweetwater Drive, starting at 9 a.m. for cleanup of folks who didn't necessarily clean up after themselves after the big 4th of July weekend in North Tahoe. So I'll be there, and if folks want to join me, I'd love to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hill. All right. Seeing nothing further, I will close item 4, and we will be on to item 5. Mr. Manager.
Item 5 is a recommendation to authorize the Comptroller's Office to place excess liability insurance policy with Safety National Casualty Corporation and Safety Specialty Insurance Company for an estimated annual cost of $310,144, effective July 1st, 2021, and authorize the Comptroller's Office to sign the applications and agreements necessary to bind coverage with funding from the Risk Management Fund.
All right. Mr. Manager, and so do we have, who from staff do we have to here to present on this, or is there any necessity for that, Commissioners? All right. Looking for a motion then at this time.
So moved.
I have a motion from Commissioner Hartung. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Hill. Do we have any public comment on this item, Madam
There's
Clerk?
nobody signed in.
Seeing no public comment, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously with all commissioners present. All right, Mr. Manager, we are on to item 6, sir.
Item 6 is a recommendation to authorize the Comptroller's Office to renew the excess workers' compensation insurance policy with Safety National for a 1-year term with an annual premium of $299,446 and property, boiler, and machinery, cyber liability, and pollution liability with the Pacific Entity Property Insurance Program for a 1-year term with an annual cost of $996,860 effective July 1st, 2021, and authorize the Comptroller's Office to sign the applications and agreements necessary to bind coverage, funding from the Risk Management Fund source.
All right. See no need for a presentation on this as well. Looking for a motion.
Sorry.
Motion to, we're looking for a motion.
Move to approve.
I have a motion from Commissioner Hill. Do I have a second? Second from Vice Chairman Hartung. Do we have any public comment on this item?
There's nobody signed in.
Seeing no public comment, close public comment, call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously with all commissioners voting. All right. We are on to item 6, sir.
Item 7.
7. Thank you.
Item 7 for possible action to approve and execute a resolution levying tax rates for all local government entities located in Washoe County for fiscal year 2021-2022 as certified by the Nevada Tax Commission by designating the number of cents of each $100 of property levied as required by NRS 361.460 as described in the resolution,
All right. Madam Clerk, do we have any public comment on this item?
We do. We have Cindy Martinez.
All right. Will you please call public comment? Welcome, Ms. Martinez.
Thank you. For the record again, Cindy Martinez. May I have the overhead, please?
There you go, ma'am.
It is the responsibility of those in government service to not only adhere to the law for which they are responsible for enacting and upholding, but also to set an example of exemplary behavior, ethics, and public actions. So I ask, why would a commissioner hold investment property properly listed on financial disclosures as investment property? This would be for Commissioner Jung. So why would it be held, listed as investment property, yet in the assessor's site, that property is being held as low-cap qualified primary residence? That right there is the,
Madam Ms. Martinez,
yes?
this item is in regards to the tax commission and their ability to levy tax rates. This has nothing to do with the
I'm getting
ability
there.
to.
I'm getting there, sir.
All right, ma'am.
So rental property should be designated as high cap, and that's a primary residence, right there, also designated as a qualified primary residence. So if a commissioner or other person holds property thusly, does that mean the excess income received is not being properly reported on that commissioner's financial disclosures? And how about tax rates? How about the Internal Revenue Service? Are there any explanations for that? Thank you.
Thank you.
I have nobody else signed in.
All right. Seeing nothing further in public comment, looking for a motion to approve the resolution. I have a motion from Commissioner Jung. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Hill. Seeing no further public comment, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed, motion carries unanimously with all commissioners voting. All right, Mr. Manager, item 8.
Item 8 is public comment. Comment heard under this item will be limited to 3 minutes per person and may pertain to matters both on and off the commission agenda. The commission will also hear public comment during individual action items with comment limited to 3 minutes per person. Comments are to be made to the commission as a whole.
All right, Madam Clerk, will you please call public comment?
Cindy Martinez, followed by Aaron Massengale.
All right, Ms. Martinez.
I guess I could have just stood in queue. I'll make this really brief. I want to talk about what happened last meeting, where 2 votes were taken in a consent agenda and a block vote that encompassed millions of dollars of expenditures that none of you put forward for discussion for the public to know what it was about. And I think that that's lazy. It's lazy, it's corrupt, and as I noticed comment by Congresswoman Lauren Boebert and Congressman Marjorie T. Green out of Georgia, similarly, Congress is enacting blocks of vote without discussion of the contents therein. You know, there's a level of corruption at all levels of government where the money of the money of taxpayers is being spent, and you're hiding it by not discussing it in a public venue. And I think that that's corrupt, and it's interesting that you're pursuing a legitimately duly elected representative of this county, as detailed a little bit in Reno's Whistle Down, which I submitted last week, but yet the very activities of members of this commission are corrupt on their face. Thank you.
Aaron Massengale.
Welcome.
Good morning. I'm here to request that we agendize and pass a resolution to ban vaccine passports. The right to bodily integrity and self-ownership is globally recognized as an inalienable and protected human right. Vaccine passports to partake in everyday life, such as going to school, employment, or entering a business, would create 2 classes of citizens. It is inherently discriminatory and wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Maskell.
And I have an email from Elise Weatherly that I will place on file.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Seeing no further public comment, we'll close public comment and bring it back to the board. Item 9, Mr. Manager.
Item 9 is Commissioner and County Managers' announcements, reports, and updates to include boards and commission addenda updates, requests for information or topics for future agendas.
All right, Mr. Manager, do you have anything final?
No, Mr. Chair, I do not.
All right, commissioners, anything final?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have one other announcement. I will be attending on July 1st, a behavioral health roundtable with Senator Catherine Cortez Masto to talk more about what the federal government can do with our tax dollars to implement more behavioral modification ways of therapy and treatment rather than incarceration and unhousing. So it will be great to hear, especially in a state that is so woefully underfunded in that area. As you may or may not know, we have one state mental health hospital here, and it never has an opening, and that's over on Galletti for this entire state. We host that. And so I will be there to advocate on this board's behalf and all the citizens' behalf to have more intervention and prevention rather than reaction and incarceration. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Jones. I want to address some comments in regards to public comment, in regards to public block votes and our consent agendas. Those consent agendas and block votes are still available at any time for public comment. The individuals can sign up for public comment to discuss certain items. And at that time, those can be pulled from the block vote for the necessity of the discussion if need be, and that it feel pertinent that the commission and the public see that that is something that needs to be addressed. So for for future information for those individuals who wish to speak on items that they feel are something of necessity during or outside of a block vote, they should do so through public comment. All right. Seeing nothing further, we are adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.